Now I'd like to bring out Zach Bushilla and try a 9-minute interview. Zach, are you there somewhere? I hope you are. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
I've explained the rules to you, and again, briefly, if you want to pause, just say pause or hold up your hand. We do a polishing edit for the show, no cut and paste. I'll turn off the machine, and when you're ready, do this, or just say ready, and I'll start again, okay?
All right.
Where'd you grow up? What'd your folks do?
I grew up in Helena, Montana. My dad is an electrician, owns his own company, and my mom is a painter.
I'm sorry, I missed the last word.
My mom is a painter.
And growing up with those parents, with their particular values you developed that stick with you.
Yeah, they're very project-oriented people. They have to be busy all the time. They're constantly doing things. I think their house has been painted 30 different times.
And you got stuck with that.
And I'm blessed with that, yes. Yes.
Now explain that to me. Did that clearly impressed you?
Impressed, it's a struggle sometimes for myself, but when I dive into something, I really dive into it. Until the project is finished, I just keep at it, and I see that in my parents. I see it in my own kids as well. So I think it's a good thing to have.
And that came from experiencing it, watching your parents do what they did.
Yeah, watching or just being a part of it, you know.
Okay.
It was.
Summary of your education.
I went to Helena High School, graduated in 2001, did an outdoor education course called Knowles.
Yes, I'm familiar with that.
And,
what was it called? Something action, what would Knowles stand for?
National Outdoor Leadership School.
Okay, was that in Wyoming?
Yep, it was down in Wyoming, yeah.
Okay, what happened there for you?
Well, I got to rock climb for a month straight, kayak for a month straight, and ski for a month straight.
Kayaking ski.
Yeah.
Lucky you. And they called this a school and you paid for it?
Yes, it was incredible. Yeah, a great time for sure.
Okay, great time for sure. Great time means what to you?
Just being out in the woods for 3.5 solid months, you know, not coming back, and just experiencing what that's like, just doing an activity for a month straight, camping out, sleeping in a tent.
How is it different from let's say, after you finished the school, how were you different than before you started that school?
So this is when I pause.
This is when you pause. Take your time. We're not in any hurry. We want your best. We don't want your quickest. So
it was definitely an experience that you know, I was able to make relationships with the people. It's really where I started to learn about group dynamics. I think there was 7 of us on the team, on the group that would head out, and you know, everybody was different. Most of the people from the East Coast. I'm from Helena, so I'm comfortable with pine trees and using pine trees. And but the dynamics were phenomenal. You know, there was people that would just break down and cry, and if they did that, we had to stop. And so it was way different than high school, where you can just pass that person. You know, where you're as a team, you have to all finish together.
So teamwork was something that had more of a dimensional meaning to you at the end than at the beginning?
Definitely, yeah, yep.
Now, we live in a world of high technology, alluring high technology, extraordinarily rapid change, unprecedented in all of human history. We've been on the planet about 200,000 years. That technology and speed of change in some ways removes us from the natural world, and your urban young friends might be an example of that removal. Why do rocks matter to you in that context? It seems almost unbelievable.
Yeah, I found rock climbing close to 20 years ago. First of all, it was just this incredible thing that was really challenging and really difficult. And back to my parents, like I like projects and I like to try hard and do things. And this rock climbing just kept on just challenging me. And I would get up a rock, and then right next to that rock would be another rock. And it was this constant, I need to try to do that one. I need to get that one done.
Challenge. What's the challenge?
Well, it's hard.
If you go into their store, which I did this week, you'll get the picture that it's hard because instead of walls that go like this with, let's say, rocks on the walls, and I can kind of get my head around climbing up a rock like that vertically, there are 45-degree walls, which means you're hanging upside down. That's hard for me to get my head around, so I get the challenge. For me, it's I boxed, and I can understand the interface there that's pretty intense. What's the interface with the rocks and you and your body?
With rock climbing, there's a sense of creativity that I'm really drawn to. In the gym, we can take those rocks that you were talking about and move them all over the place and change them and make them harder, make them easier, make them tricky. So we get to create something fun and something challenging for ourselves to try to figure out how to climb. Outside, we're climbing on something that was created by the best, you know. So we get to interact with that creation. We can't really change it. We have to figure out how to do it. And so to me, that's the beauty in it.
Interact with the best of creation. What is that? What's the interaction? Is it mental? Is it physical? Is it both?
I would say it's all three for me. It's spiritual, mental, physical, for sure.
And when you say spiritual, what do you mean?
Well, when you're climbing, you have a sense of just quietness, calmness, awareness, and you're just there, and you really have to just be present. And I think that's for me personally, that's really where I can be more in tune with, you know, my spirit, what's going on.
And physically, you're in the tactile contact with something primal and primordial.
Yeah, we're doing things that maybe you thought you couldn't ever do, and you're figuring out. We call it beta. We're figuring out our way to get up to the top of this rock. Yeah, so you're constantly pulling on your hands, getting your body all beat up, putting your body position in different weird spots. But in my opinion, it was all meant to be climbed.
And when you finish and you're successful, how do you feel?
Pumped. Generally, that's the word we use. Tired, but you feel great. You feel like this is great, you know. But like I said, you're ready for the next rock to climb.
Zach Bushilla, I very much regret to say we're out of time. I want to thank you so much for being with us on Home Ground.
Thanks, Brian.